Hey gamers, and welcome to my channel. It's Jasmine the Flower Dragon here, and I wanted to talk to you guys about something I saw on Twitter today. It was a tweet from Ninja, who is a popular professional streamer and gamer. So I wanted to kind of address why what he said was problematic, as well as kind of, yes, playing the devil's advocate and seeing it from his perspective as well, but the way that it was worded definitely was probably the worst way he could have worded it for what he wanted to say. I don't think he's really addressed it publicly on Twitter at all. I think he might have said something in a stream where he said that it was kind of taken out of context and that he, you know, that's not what he meant by what he said. But the thing is that what he said is still problematic, and it makes me think of the bigger picture, which is toxicity in gaming and having this like toxic competitive environment. Like, being competitive isn't about being angry. So let me just read the tweet to you first so you can see what it is that I'm actually talking about. I'm going to provide some screenshots of just responses, like tweet responses, and maybe some like articles and stuff, which like I'll link below, because I'm obviously not the only person that was kind of like, oh no, when I saw this tweet. There was a lot of backlash, and to be honest, it is deserved. And I hope that this kind of was an eye-opener for him to kind of see it from other people's perspectives, I guess, and maybe do some self-evaluation, I guess.
No, 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 no.
So yeah, you kind of get the point, right? Like, it was just very cringy to read and kind of just disappointing coming from someone who's so popular and just has this really large audience. And when you have a large audience like that comes a certain responsibility, especially when a lot of your following are youth. And this is just a very toxic, slippery slope mindset to kind of put across to the world and to your fans and people that look up to you. I can kind of see what he was trying to say. Like, look, I get it. It's frustrating when all you ever hear is, it's just a game. I play Overwatch, so it's just like, you know, it's just quick play. It's just this, it's just that. It makes you feel invalidated. It makes you feel like the effort that you're putting in doesn't mean anything. But by definition, yes, they're correct, it is just a game, and I can kind of see that he was probably feeling as though it was a defeatist attitude, and I think that the word he was looking for was disappointed, not angry. Like, don't get me wrong, I get it, we all have what we call gamer rage, road rage. We all have spurts where like we just get mad about something that's happening around us, or something that's out of our control, something that's frustrating, something that could have been avoided. You know, we're not perfect, we all slip up from time to time, but putting out a blanket statement like he did, implying that it is a requirement in order to succeed that you must be angry about defeat. Sorry, but that's absolutely ridiculous. And if you look at the responses to his tweet, a lot of people can see how problematic that is, and a lot of people were making jokes like, oh, you must have a good drywall guy, huh? But there were also a lot of people responding, feeling justified in their anger and toxicity and abuse of themselves, things, and others. And that is what people are having a problem with. Yes, anger is a natural emotion. Is it a positive emotion? No. You need to deal with negative emotions like sadness, anxiety, in a healthy way. You can't let your emotions get the better of you. And if you are, and it's hurting yourself, hurting other people, that's not progress. It's not strength, and it's certainly not going to help you succeed. If you are so clouded by your own emotions, how are you supposed to have any kind of good judgment? How are you going to be able to see past that and analyze things and be productive and helpful in your way of thinking? If your go-to and your drive for being motivated to excel at something is anger or sadness or revenge or whatever it is, you seriously need to reevaluate why you're in it to begin with. Why are you pushing for something that's coming from such a negative place? Like, you should be doing something because it makes you feel good about yourself. You enjoy it, it makes you happy. That's a positive take on it. Like, I don't know, man, if you're just in it to win it, you are gonna be sorely, sorely disappointed. And if you're not disappointed and instead you're angry all the time, man, that ain't good for your mental health or anybody else around you. Like, y'all need some serious therapy. Like, I get it, it's healthy to have anger, but it's not healthy to lash out in abusive or toxic ways, either at yourself, at things, i.e. property, walls, chairs, keyboards. Like, you know, it's not a good look. It's like when you see sporting heroes or tennis players, whatever, throwing their rackets into the crowd. Like, it's not on, and it's not okay. And there's a reason why people that are aggressive in teams are benched. There's rules in place in a professional environment for a reason, because you need to act professional, and losing your cool and getting angry isn't one of them. Yeah, you can be frustrated, and frustrated by definition just means slightly angry, whatever that means. I guess it's like a lesser term of being angry, but what I'm trying to focus on is the fact that he used the word angry, and I think that's what people have a concern with, because it's a very toxic mindset and it makes people feel justified in their own shortcomings and abuse, quite frankly. Like, you don't get a free pass to be angry at yourself and others and make slurs and derogatory statements because you lost a game. Like, we can sit here and talk semantics all day and talk about context and the meaning of things and talk about how things are subjective or objective, but to be honest, we have to look at the bigger picture. What he said was problematic because it sets the precedent that it's okay to be abusive and angry because you're in a competitive environment. That's not what competitive means. I think he knows that that's not what it means. Everybody else should know that that's not what it means. But that's just plain not the case, and people are using statements like this as a justification for their, quite frankly, shitty actions and a severe lack of self-control. Like, to me, it speaks volumes of the insecurity people have. Usually a negative emotion is coming from something else. Usually when someone is angry, it's because on the inside they are sad about something or they are insecure about something. Striving for this never-ending goal of being successful and being a perfectionist and everything has to go incredibly right. Sometimes you can do all the right things and still be unsuccessful. Like, there's so many examples in the world where you can see that. Van Gogh, for example, if we're going to talk about a craft, arts is definitely one of them, and the whole time he was alive, he probably never felt like he was successful. But that doesn't say much now, does it, when his paintings are like worldwide famous and renowned? Like, if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, your achievements really don't mean anything, really, unless they mean something to you. Yes, you're allowed to be passionate, but don't let that passion turn into something negative. Always use your shortcomings and failures as a lesson. Don't beat yourself up and other people up just because it didn't go the way that you wanted. Yes, you're allowed to be disappointed. That's perfectly normal. But to be angry every single time you lose or fail at something, man, I just feel sorry for you. That's just really sad, and I hope that anybody that feels that way gets the help that they need, because I'm telling you now, it's not going to help you in the long run, and you're just going to feel worse and worse, and you're never going to improve, and you're never going to succeed, and you are never going to be happy with a mindset like that. Let me be incredibly transparent right now. I am someone that definitely struggles with keeping their emotions in check. I see a therapist for that. I've been diagnosed with anxiety, depression, borderline personality disorder, PTSD, OCD. Like, that shit is tough. Like, I get it. It's really hard sometimes to just overcome the voices in your head and like just this overwhelming sense of emotion that you just can't shake. Like, trust me, I get it. And something that I've learned in therapy is that there are like stages of growth. And I was the kind of person where like I really did get sad and I wasn't able to have a voice. Like, I couldn't speak up about the things that I was feeling. I would just get sad and I would internalize. The next step after that is anger, because you're frustrated. You know that there's an injustice going on, or that you could have done something, you know, like that's the next stage, right? So anger is a step up from sadness. I know that sounds crazy, but that's literally what my therapist said, that it can seem like you're taking a backward step, but you're actually not, because you're on the path to growth, success, and assertiveness. Being assertive is great. Having a drive is great, and that's what you need to aim for. You need to be able to keep a calm mind, have helpful thinking. At the end of the day, everything in your mind is just a thought, and it doesn't mean anything. You can let that thought go. You don't have to hold on to that thought forever, whether it be an angry thought, an insecure thought, a sad thought, a paranoid thought, whatever negative thought it is, you can let that go, and it doesn't have to be your driving focus for the rest of your life in every single situation. For me, looking at this blanket ass statement that he made, it shows me that there is so much room for growth. And we all have room for improvement, each and every one of us. We're all individuals, we're all different, there's all these different goals that we're reaching for. But I think that having the ability to communicate your emotions, your negative emotions, in a healthy way is something that everyone needs to learn, and it is so pivotal and so important to your success and your happiness. If you are mad about something or upset about something, you need to be able to communicate how you're feeling to other people in a way that they are going to positively respond and really listen to what you're trying to say. I think a lot of us deal with thoughts of not feeling good enough, or feeling like we're not being listened to or not being heard. And the way to tackle that is to work out how to communicate effectively. I think the takeaway here is not letting your failures dictate how you feel about yourself and others. Failing over and over is the best way to learn how you can succeed. I think sometimes people just get caught up in the heat of the moment, and I think we're all guilty of saying things that we don't mean, or looking back on a situation and thinking, man, I really overreacted to that. I think it's good to just kind of take a deep breath and really think about a situation before letting your emotions control you. Like, I've learned a lot about unhelpful thinking styles through therapy, and one of them definitely is, and that I'm guilty of, is emotional reasoning, which is assuming that because we feel a certain way, it must be true. I.e., I feel embarrassed, so therefore I must be an idiot. I.e., I missed that headshot, I'm so fucking bad at this game. Or, that guy missed a headshot, or he missed 3 headshots, he's really fucking bad at this game. Honestly, in talking about this, it's really opened my eyes, and I think that I would actually like to do a video on unhelpful thinking styles on my vlog channel, because I have just learned so much from recognizing the unhelpful thinking styles that I have, and I've grown so much as a person. And if there's anything you can take away from this video and from these tweets and the responses and the backlash, it's that if you are not coping with your emotions very well, or you feel like people just don't get you, they just don't understand you, please go see a therapist, talk to them about it, because I'm telling you, if you want to feel validated, they will make you feel validated, trust me, and they are going to help you communicate with others in a very effective and helpful way. So yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to say. I just kind of wanted to address it, and especially on this channel, because gaming is something that I'm really passionate about and that I really enjoy, and I feel like, you know, we all lose our cool, like we've all snapped at someone probably in voice chat, or, you know, said something that we didn't mean, or we look back at a game and we go, oh, you know, we see all our little mistakes and like we beat ourselves up about it, when in reality it's a team game. There's so many little intricacies that probably went wrong, and you can't get tilted on yourself, and you can't get tilted on like one other person for like causing the overall failure in the end. Like, that kind of mentality, this sore loser, sore winner mentality, is not good for anyone. And to be honest, I don't want that in the gaming community. I want us to thrive. I want things to get better. Like, nothing is more disheartening when you're in a game and you're having a good time and you're feeling proud of yourself, and then some wanker just decides to arc up because they're having a bad day or you're not winning. Like, I never get angry about games that are neck and neck, because you feel like you're really pushing, like you're both teams are sweaty, you know what I mean? Like, you never feel bad, or at least I never feel bad at the end of a game like that. This kind of stuff you feel bad about is when someone has a cheater on the team, or there's even a cheater on your team. You feel like you don't deserve that win, or they don't deserve that win. Like, there are certain frustrating situations, yes, but man, people have got to learn to keep their emotions in check, because it just ruins the environment of gaming for everybody else as well as yourself. You are literally shooting yourselves in the foot. You are putting your feet in your motherfucking mouths, and it needs to stop. Like, to use another analogy, it's like a musician beating the shit out of their drum kit because they were off pace or off key or something. Or it's like a painter beating the shit out of their like canvas and throwing all their paints away because the art that they were working on didn't turn out the way that they wanted it to. Like, do you see how ridiculous it looks in that context? Like, you've got to be consistent. But yeah, I think that brings us to the close of this video. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. This is an attack on any one individual. I'm just using what happened today as an example, because it does happen all the time, whether it's in esports, whether it's in normal sports, whether it's in any kind of profession or art or craft or whatever it is. Like, it happens. This toxicity happens a lot, and it is something that needs to be addressed. So that's why I'm addressing it. So no hate to anyone involved whatsoever. Just know that my voice of concern is coming from a good place, which I'm sure was the intent of Ninja's tweet. Like, it's always coming from a good place and good intent, but in the grand scheme of things, sometimes you really done fuck up, you know? And any tweets that I've used in this video are just to show the backlash that he received. It's not to kind of throw him under the bus or anything like that. More just to give perspective on the matter and how other people were feeling about it. And this was definitely one of those cases where it was a big oof. I feel like he definitely could have worded it better. Like, I feel like what he was frustrated at was the statement that it's just a game, and there's so many other ways that he could have said that. He could have said, it really frustrates me when people tell me it's just a game because this is something I'm really passionate about, because that would have got his message across in the exact same way. But yeah, I think that brings this video to a close, gamers, so let me know what you think. If you like this video, be sure to fire up that like button and leave me a sweet comment below, and subscribe to be part of the Flora Flight, because I would love to have you here with me on this journey. Till next we meet, bye!